Yup. Eagles way of boxing. Yeah, I cut the prayer down a little bit. Just to get in here. Y'all know what it is. Where you at? Let's chop it up just a little bit before I got to get up out of here. You know, get to work. You know, we all got to do that. So hurry up. Take a seat, baby. Yep. Yep. There we go. Eagles way up. Eagles way of boxing. You get the real, not some data. I don't see. You guys don't see me yet. I don't think I went to your screen to see if you guys can see me, but apparently not yet. But let's see. Let's see how it works. Hopefully you guys see me by now. Let me go back and check your screen. Yep. There you go. And we have it. We up in here. There's nothing but a lot of little things going on. You know. Um, a lot of people saying understanding a lot of things. Shout out to our Olympic track team, the ones who made it. I know one of my mods is speaking on it, so hopefully I go get to look at her video. Hopefully so soon. I've been working a lot lately. Get one day off, work 6 days. Get one day off, work 6 days. Get one day off, work 6 days. So they've been catching me because you guys know my week usually starts late. Usually starts on Thursday and ends on like Tuesday, something like that. Nope, not during these summer months. During these summer months, they say, hey, you go get out there. You gonna do some work out there. Everybody's hustling. They hustling the eagle, you know. But we'll see. I'm only gonna be here a little bit, so come on in. Run it. Get on in here. Yeah, yeah, pound per pound. Yeah, we talk about the pound per pound. Whatever. These guys are funny. Pound per pound. That's why I put the per. Cause somebody made an interesting point. I don't even know where I seen it at. I don't even think it was like somebody actually talking, but they just put up a picture of all the so-called retired fighters, the ones that want to retire, and then all of a sudden they're back or whatever. Teofimo talking about, he retired. Who else? Shakur Stevenson retired. All these little fighters retiring or whatever. Ryan Garcia retiring. Devin Haney retiring. All these different fighters. I'm not sure which ones is which or which one's true, but all these fighters call themselves retiring, and but they want us to respect them as being some of the greatest fighters ever. Nah, I'm sorry, you guys might think that you're more superior athletes now. You're doing a lot more training now. You train more styles now than what was allowed, and that's what you don't understand. Is what you got to understand is you had people before you that integrated stuff into basketball. A lot of the stuff that you're doing now, they was able to do, especially when it comes to basketball. All those like these moves and stuff. You guys get to travel. You guys take 100 steps now. You take 8 steps without getting called for traveling. Please, they could have done that back in the day. You calling it a gather step and all that. Yeah, you think I don't know nothing about basketball? Yeah, he gathered right there. Then he was on his pivot foot. He take this step, then hop back, Euro step, whatever. Get out of here. Stop it. You think players back in the 80s, 70s, and all that couldn't have done the same thing? Man, stop. They were more athletic because they worked off of their own abilities. They didn't do all this plyometrics and jumping up on cushions and stuff. They didn't do that. They just worked. They They worked out at their craft. They, of course, everybody does suicides. They did the line drills and all that. They might have did some jumping drills, but no. I mean, they do got like professional now. They do got professional trainers that help everybody. You have to hire your own professional trainer and stuff if you want to work on that. But some players don't need to work on stuff like that. They already got it. The gift was already given to them. Everybody doesn't touch the top of the backboard. If you look at people who could touch the top of the backboard, let's say I'll say 6'5" and below, out of the whole population on Earth, that's going to be a very slim number. You talking about percentage? You talking about 0.0000001% of people. Not very many people. So stop it. You're not more athletic. You're not tougher. You couldn't have handled all the broken noses, and you see how many in the 80s, 90s, and 70s. How many of these players had full facial masks on? They had to wear full facial masks because their facing got dislocated or whatever. And they used to have scraps out there because they still left it as a man's sport. A little bit of fines, but they left it as a man's sport. Yeah, you're going to be a little bit rough because men are rough. You can't call it men's basketball if it's not roughness. It's all finesse and stuff. You can't call it. Same thing with boxing. I'll get back into it, but you can't call these sports men. It's not men's sports. And because they took it all out. They took the whole title of men. It's not men anymore. It's just professional. It's not men's professional, but they still separate them. Men, that's why they call it the WNBA. They don't call it men's professional football. They don't call it that. Didn't they have one girl that was a kicker at one point or something? Something like that, if I'm not mistaken. But no, it's men's sports. It's men's. All these track athletes. The equipment is better. The track, when I say equipment, that means even the track, the field is better. The only thing in track and field that will probably never increase, and if you did your research on it, would be the javelin throw. Because they had to change the materials in the way that they made the javelin. Because one guy he was so much better than everybody that he did almost injure other athletes because how far he threw that javelin, which I think is not fair. I think if you're throwing the javelin, then maybe they need to expand your area for throwing the javelin, okay? Maybe they need to take it, instead of having you throw on the same athletic field, maybe you need to have a whole different field. Let everybody watch on the screen or whatever. You need a different stadium. Don't short those athletes. Let them break records if that's what they're meant to do. You're making it so if a machine toss the spear, it won't even go that far. Stop it. But anyway, that's just my little. That's my little gas on it. My little argument or whatever on that whole on that subject there. But yeah, all this stuff with all this talk about greater athletes and all this, and then we have to on top of that, we have to talk about what do you call this? So we have to talk about the advantages and stuff like that. We got to talk about the weight gains and all that. Come on, stop it. Let's stop now. Let's stop now. If you're going to talk about stuff like that, if you're going to talk about things of that nature, if you're coming in, 25, 30 pounds heavier than what you, come on. Then you cannot compare the old with the new because those guys walked around at their fight weight because sometimes they have more than one fight in a week. You can't gain 20 pounds and then knock it off. You can, but you're not going to be worth nothing. Time you do all that work and to knock off 25 pounds in less than a week right before a fight and then gain it back and then knock it off. Stop. Just stop playing. Stop acting like you're superior because you're not. Stop calling people old heads. There's nobody on this earth that's old. You say the Earth is billions of years old, and how old could you possibly ever be? You can't be old. You never can be old. You can decay, but you can't be old. Because that's all you do. You don't age. You just start decaying. That's all you do. You start fossilizing right there in your own flesh. So it's scary if you think about it. But you live long enough, you get a chance to be like, wow, this is kind of scary. Or maybe it's not scary, but it's just like, it's just weird. Like, you just look at your body like, oh my God, my body is just quitting. It's just, doing what it wants to. Why? Now, we talk about, sometimes I try to give good information out. Well, I try to always give out good information, but sometimes I try to give out information just different than just the boxing information. So, um, you got to wonder why a lot of these, even like a lot of these states, especially highly populated, why aren't you getting the most nutritious fruits and vegetables that's available on this earth? Why is the main vegetables that you eat starch like potatoes, carrots, onions, celery, kale, broccoli, cauliflower, not too much more? Why is that all you're getting? And then sometime in the year they give you the good vegetables, the vegetables that's going to give you the most nutrients like the squashes and stuff like that. Why is that? Does that contribute to your body just giving up like it because you're not getting the right nutrition? Does that contribute? The whole environment, blocking out the sun and all that type of stuff, does that contribute to something happening to you? When you artificially, attack the land, the air, and the sea, does that do something to compromise your own health? And how long does it take for something like that to start compromising your health? Just seeing this family, this girl, young lady, she's really young. She has beautiful children. And the caption says, that you got to have your protein meat and stuff like that. She's raising her children from infancy or whatever. All they eat is fruit. And those kids are doing everything that everybody else does. Their intellect is high. Athleticism is high. It's like, this goes to let you think. That's what I try to do anyway. I want you to have the real, but I want you to do some thinking for yourself. I can't do all this thinking process. But you guys already know how. That's why I put the per. As far as this pound per pound, this is pound per. You guys are purrs. You guys are, no, you're not that. And you talking about like the skill sets for the older fighters and new fighters. I don't see nothing that new. I see people moving around, getting behind you and stuff like that, getting in positions where they can't even really punch you. Like Lomachenko, he gets him in back of you where he can't hit you. Now he can't hit somebody from behind. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you slick movement. But you want me to tell you what the real story is? The real story is what people are not understanding. The real story of boxing is in boxing itself. Other sports are a little bit different, but you still have to be, even in baseball, you have to be relaxed. Baseball, you have to be relaxed. You ain't hitting that ball if you come up there all tensed and tight. You're not going to hit the ball. Basketball, you have to be relaxed. Football, in certain circumstances, you have to be relaxed. It's not all just all might. So with our subject, our boxing. So we talk about the boxing. In boxing, people talk about, we went over like about 21 points you have to have in boxing, which nobody takes note of that. When you're watching the fight, you don't take note of half of that. If you're shaking your head like, okay, he's on the front foot pretty good. Okay, he's moving side to side pretty good. Okay, he's moving back pretty good. Oh, he's slipping punches pretty good. Oh, he got a good jab right now. Oh, he's countering good right now. So you have to keep saying these things to yourself over and over when you're watching fight. Okay, look at Ali. Let's analyze. Okay, the guy's coming forward. He's being aggressive. He's throwing good punches. Ali's just slipping everything. He's slipping everything right now. Who's winning the fight? If no punches is landing, who's actually winning this round that you're looking at with Ali right there, who's winning that round? The aggressor who's throwing punches and can't land, or the defensive? Depends on who you like as a judge, right? The defensive fighter is excellent. This man, he made you waste all that energy and you didn't land nothing. See? So back to the points. All these different points of people talk about the ring IQ. Well, what are you doing with your ring IQ? Yeah, there's every round is a different story of how that fight's going. Okay, that round he got closer. You hear like the narrative, he's getting closer. So what that means is getting closer is that he's making you the person who's getting closer to you with their attack. What that means is that he's getting closer because what's happening is you're either getting tighter or you're getting too comfortable. You're either getting tighter or too comfortable. And other things, you could be just getting tired. So he's getting closer. You don't get closer. Hey, I keep you out there. Keep you at a distance. That's where I'm keeping you. That's why they say keep. Those are the words that trainers give you. They always talk about keep. Okay, you keep that distance. Keep. Okay, you're staying fine. He's getting a little bit. He's getting a little bit too close. Let's take another half step. He's getting a half step closer. So let's take another half step back. Let's keep him at that same distance. Let's keep him at a distance where you can hit him, but he can't hit you. That's part of the ring IQ. It's not always just like all the other little stuff. Those are all little nuances. Those are things that's added into the story, like the traps and stuff like that, the certain counters. That's all part of it. That's part of the plan for each round. And it's not just showing your hand. You're not showing every skill that you had as soon as you come out there. That's the worst plan you can have, is show every skill you got as soon as you get out there. You keep doing what's working. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing that. That's the best thing a corner man can tell you. Is like I always always bring up Roger Mayweather when he's telling Floyd, keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. That means you mastering somebody. If they tell you to keep doing what you're doing, they're not telling you to get closer to nobody or nothing like that. Keep doing what you're doing. In other words, you're doing what you're doing. Doing what you're doing. If they give you a whole garble of instructions, that means you blowing this whole fight. You just messing up. Okay, he's trying to get close to you. Don't stay off the ropes. He's getting closer to you, but don't go to the ropes. Let's try to keep some distance. Let's start off in the middle of the ring, and let's just try to circle to our right and left and back. Let's go underneath some shots. If you got to push him off, push him off. It don't matter. Let's keep him at a distance. When he tries to close the distance, let's throw a jab out there. It's different things you can do. It's like if he's getting closer, let's throw a jab out there. If he's getting closer, let's step over to the left a little bit, Bruce, or let's step over to the right. Salute to Bruce. Go. Bruce Gas out there. Boxing, jazz, and more. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, Eagle got to go to work, but yeah, I came up in here. I had to check the stream, man. I had to reset everything to see because my last stream didn't work. I was dropping a whole lot of frames. This one, it seems like it's working so far. Seems like this one. Anyway, salute to you, man. Peace to you. Peace is nothing but uplifting to all my people, man. No matter what color or religion or whatever you are, ethnic group, whatever you want to call yourself, man. Peace to all y'all, man. I don't care nothing about all that. So I'm not going to be here that long. I ain't going to be living that long to be trying to worry about that kind of shit. I just worry about the good people. If you good, you good. That's all I can say. If you good, you good. That's all I care about. Oh, you say the volume is low? Let me see. I don't know, brother. It's showing that I'm close to the red. Turn me up, man. I just don't want to. I don't want to overdo it. I added 0.73 or 0.93. Yeah, I guess that means like 90%, 90-something percent up. This thing, every once in a while, something happens. Something happens every once in a while to this thing. You know, I turned it all the way. I turned it up. I don't like to go up too high. I don't want to blow. It went up. Okay, yeah, because I don't want to blow somebody's. I don't want to blow your eardrums. I got kind of a voice that, you know, my voice kind of booms sometimes. Sometimes it's more relaxed, and then sometimes it's kind of wound up or what a little bit. All right, I see you. He said it's better now though. Yeah, but this whole athletic thing, Brewster, they don't understand these athletes in the past were just as athletic. You don't just all of a sudden become a Superman or something like that. Because if this was true, all the records would change. Some records are changing because they allowed a lot of cheating. If they allow cheating, then the records will change. Okay, your meter says perfect. Yeah, so a lot of this argument about the athleticism of some of these, it's like the equipment and the rules and everything else. Because sports is entertainment, of course they got to entertain you a little more and more. I was trying to explain that before, like in some of these sports, a lot of these the athletes weren't allowed to do some of the stuff that they do. A lot of people don't know. Even in basketball, like they outlawed dunking for a while. It's like if you outlaw something, people can't do it. Then, of course, that don't mean they won't do it. Now, don't think that they don't go on the street or they don't practice it. They do stuff that they're not, that you wouldn't expect them to do. But now they allow a lot more of this stuff, you know, in games and stuff. Like in basketball, you never left your feet at first. When you first started playing basketball, you weren't allowed to. You didn't leave your feet. Bill Russell started all that, leaving his feet on defense. That's because that's the subtlety. That's the way that they wanted the game to be played. But after, I would say after the ABA kind of sparked it and started like a revolution in basketball, in which they incorporated a lot of the things from the ABA over into the NBA. And then the Lakers took over with the Showtime thing, and I think it was the 80s and 90s or something like that. Then it was on. Then basketball started to develop more and more. But it had to take the sacrifice of certain players for them to change stuff. Like making, pushing the free throw line back and widening the lanes and stuff like that. And putting like a no jump zone and all that in the basketball. They had to do that because of certain players. Because certain players were just too athletic and they were doing more than what the expectation of that game was. Just like for me, I feel like for our football, I don't think 100 yards is enough for our football, American football. I don't. I think they should just go ahead with the metrics just like they did in the Olympics. I think they should do the same thing. I think it should be 100 meters rather than 100 yards, which is a little bit less than 10 yards more. I think it should be. I think it should be 100 meters. So you should have to go meters, not yards. You should have to go a meter. You figure a meter is just, 3 inches more? Something like that. There shouldn't be nothing wrong with that. Oh no, I didn't even see that. Did the WBC strip them? I thought they wasn't going to strip them. I heard the WBC. This is what I heard the WBC did is nothing when it comes to Ryan. And let's just talk about that just for a split second. That whole thing with Ryan Garcia. A lot of people are happy that all this stuff happened to Haney. I don't know why people go so much against Haney, and they said because of his father. But come on, his father is not the athlete. His father is not the athlete. Haney's the athlete. But I'm gonna tell you, even if you don't think that the New York Commission gave Ryan enough time or punishment, they had to do something because they had that big lawsuit. Oh, you said ever developing situation. Yeah, so I don't know, brother. I don't know how that works out. If that can work out for the good, or I don't know. I don't know how it could be good, but just leave him his belts. Just leave him his belts. I mean, you changed the contest to a no contest. You got people just fighting over their money right now. Like, man, I need to get my money back. The money that I won. Now, personal money, people gonna want their personal money back, or they gonna just write it off. Like, okay, you got me on that one. Yep, I knew something was funny about this fight. But yeah, that was kind of because they. Now back to the New York State Athletic Commission. What happened when that guy? I can't remember if it was an unaliving or just got hurt real bad, and they end up losing like $20-something million. The Athletic Commission lost all that money, so of course they gonna do something. You think they gonna? They're not gonna let look. Not on their watch. They're not gonna let nothing bad happen on their watch ever again. Las Vegas got more money probably, so they might not care as much. All they do is up the prices, and that shit just go through gambling and everything else. Who knows how they generate that money? They'll get that money back in hours. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm not trying to bash them, or because I said I don't know, but it just seemed like to me that would be the case. You see. But if they are doing that, but they had to do something with Ryan. But he used the whole fight that much no way. So a year, that's nothing. But they gonna watch him from now on. Now he probably gonna get tested even more. They gonna watch him from now on. He do it again. He's not fighting again. And he admitted too many things. Oh, I ain't trying to make weight. He want to fight welterweight. You go in there messing with them welterweights and find out you're not gonna be a weight bully when you fight welterweight. There's not that many great welterweights right now, but I mean, he still ain't gonna bully nobody. Yeah, and I was trying to talk about Monster too, though. A lot of people are criticizing the Mexican Monster. I'm not really criticizing him. I mean, I said that what I said is that he didn't seem like much of a monster now. Somebody that he promised to knock out that he couldn't knock out. Well, don't promise to knock somebody out. You got everybody excited. Oh, let's watch this knockout. He promised us. Stop promising shit you can't upkeep. Just say you're gonna try. It's gonna be a good fight. You're gonna and let people see this. Just tell them it's gonna be fireworks. You're gonna do what you do. Tell them you're gonna win. I'm gonna do what I do. I can't promise a knockout, but I'm gonna do what I do. That way people say, oh, he's gonna make a show out of this. But yeah, I can't see you fighting. I can't see you beating Better BF or nothing. Not right. I mean, I just can't see it. Maybe not even Bivol. None of them are scared of you. They'll sign the paperwork right away. They'll sign the paperwork. If Canelo fights up there, they'll sign the paperwork for him right away. And why are people still mentioning him as pound for pound? He already lost. He lost and didn't go back and get his revenge on a few fights. And then a lot of people are saying that they still think that Laura got robbed, in which I still think Laura got robbed. Matter of fact, Trout, even though he got knocked down, that was a close fight. I think I even edged. I had it edged out for Trout in that fight. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. When they love a certain fighter, that's it. If somebody mentions you and they made money, then that's all the endorsement you need in boxing. Floyd Money Mayweather mentioned him, said he could be the face of boxing when he leaves, and that was it. Said Gervonta Davis, he same thing. He got his word means a lot, I guess, because he said something about Gervonta Davis, and now Gervonta Davis he more or less runs boxing. Even though he's not getting championships and fighting people that we want to actually see him fight. These guys might be undefeated, like 17-0, 16-0, 15-0, 14-0, but that's not who we want to see you fight. We need to see Shakur and you fight. And you and Loma. I don't even know. The Loma fight is not even intriguing to me no more. I don't see too many ways that Loma could really beat Tank because of his energy conservation that he uses. Loma uses too much energy conservation lately. He doesn't really get started like he used to. He doesn't come out like a buzzsaw right away. He doesn't come out like that. And you got to be constantly with Tank. I don't know. You're gonna have to constantly. One thing Tank makes you, he'll make you constantly use energy, and people will think he's losing, but he's making you lose a lot of energy. Lose Oh, New York State. Oh, Athletic Commission also. I thought it was going to die, but no. Okay. So what's going on with the New York State's Athletic Commission now? Because if it wasn't a solid decision, then it wasn't a solid decision. But it should be. What's up, Gil? I see you, brother. But if it should have been a solid decision, I'm not really 100% sure on that. But yeah, I don't know. People love Canelo so much. I mean, they always jock ride him. It's like they keep him in pound for pound. I don't even have. For me, there's no such thing as pound per pound in the first place. But I just entertain the thought because if people talk about it, I don't see none of them as being pound for pound. If anything, we already know that Usyk has to be pound for pound. Come on. Because what he accomplished is bigger. Because when if you're talking about the stature of man, if you talk about something that man has accomplished, when you do it on a bigger level, then it's something big. It's bigger. And I would say Usyk did it on a bigger level than anybody. Undisputed at cruiserweight and then at heavyweight. Come on, he did it bigger than anybody else, then he has to be pound for pound. What are you talking about? You guys are doing it at a lighter weight. You can't be pound for pound. So that's the way I look at it today. Like back in the day, yeah, maybe. But we don't know what pound for pound. We don't know where you are when it comes to weight wise. We don't know how good you are because we don't know what you're really fighting at. We know what you're training at. We know what you're weighing in at, but we don't know what you're really fighting at. Because the past greats were fighting at the weight that they were fighting at the weight that they walked around at. Nobody can get that, Bruce. I don't understand how nobody could ever understand when I say that. I don't understand, or I don't understand or ever understand how people don't get that. They don't get that some of these fighters had to fight twice in a week, 4 or 5 times in a month. You ain't gaining no 60 pounds like that because you got to weigh in again. You ain't gaining 20, 30 pounds. You're not doing it. That's why I eliminated that whole pound per pound thing. I don't have that at all. Gil Cole said, BBC, my brother in it. Salute. Sir Face says, salute to Eagles Web, salute to the chat, and as always, have that like button on y'all neck. Don't get neck in Eagles Web boxing. That's right, brother. Don't get neck in Eagles Web boxing. Got all them things up there, good. Glove, fire, 100%. He said, never trying to erase the fight off YouTube. Hey, but what you got to do, I'm going to tell you what's the thing that's right now that's really, really cold is that have you watched the tape? Have you seen it yet? Have you seen the tape Tank versus Haney? Haney was beating the dog shit out of Tank. I'm sorry, man, if y'all haven't seen that, man. Because first they didn't show it all, but now they're starting to show. They're showing the other part. They're showing the part where Devin was beating the crap out of Tank. Had Tank turning his back and stopping. I said, what is this? Devin was putting hands all over him. But anyway, I know you guys hate Devin, but you know what? I don't have any say in any call in any of these situations. But I tell you what I am going to do. I am going to support. I really don't care about Haney, but I'm going to support Haney. I'm going to support his dad because here's the point. And I'm not trying to start any hate. I'm not trying to start a fight. I don't want no hate or nothing like that. But the reason I'm going to support them a little bit. I'm not going to go overboard with them. But the reason I'm going to support them is because anytime somebody's mom comes up in the ring or says hi or whatever, or they show their mom in the audience, everybody goes crazy for the mom. Nobody ever gives a shit about the dad whatsoever. Nobody cares about the dad. Now, he might be a troll. He might talk too much, whatever. I don't care. But he's there with his son. And they always talk about certain people not being there for their sons and stuff like that when it comes to guys. He's there for his son. I don't care what he does. He can do whatever he wants to. He can talk as much ish as he wants to. He's there with his son. He cares about his son. And to me, that's saying something. You know what I mean? when your father's right there with you. Because if I had a son, I'd be right there with him too. If I had a son that was boxing, I'd be right there in this corner with him too, trying to train him right or whatever. But the difference between me and some of these fathers is I know that I wouldn't get too attached to my son, and not, if I needed help, I just had to ask somebody to help train. I wouldn't think that I just know it all, because I know nobody knows it all. You haven't been around. You don't know everything about that there is about boxing. You might be teaching something wrong against a certain fighter, against a certain style of fighter. You might be teaching one way when there might be 15 different ways to combat a certain situation. You know. But back to what I was saying earlier in the cast is that when you're in boxing, first thing, it's not all ring IQ. It's not all that. What it is relaxation. Like I said, look up at Ali. Now somebody might say he's losing that round just on this alone. They might say he's losing this round, but look, if you like defense, then you're gonna pick Ali. If you like offense, if somebody not landing, just wasting energy, then you're gonna pick the other guy. That's what you call relaxation. Who does that today? Name the fighter who stands right there, stands 3 feet away from you and does that. Name one fighter who does that right now. Name the fighter who does that. All these great athletes, all these fighters are so much better than the past athletes. Name a fighter that does just what you're watching right there. That's always on. Name a fighter who does that. And I'm not talking, he ain't spinning around nobody's back or nothing like that. He's right in front of you. Showing you that I'm slippery. I can stand right here nice and relaxed and you can't touch me. Just tell me a fighter who does that. And remember, he did that to Michael Dokes too. And Michael Dokes had fast, really, really fast hands too. So, yeah. Okay, everybody salute now. Gil salute to Sir Flame. Sir Flame right back at Gil Coles, and Sir Flame also at Bruce and more. We got it. He said, no, he didn't. Sir Flame said, I saw it. Gil Coles said, I saw it too. Devin and his pops soft. Oh, wow. Why you're a bad guy, Gil Coles. Gil Coles is a bad man. You're a bad man. You're a bad man, Gil. If you said him and his pops is soft. I like to see, I want to see you in the ring with Devin. I want to see you in the ring with him, man. I'll pay to see that. Now I'll help you out with the hospital bills once you get out of there. If you think him and his dad is soft. They not from a soft town and they not from a soft part of town. So I don't know how you would actually say that and actually mean it. I'm still going to stick behind him. I know you guys don't like him. You guys don't like him because he's from out west. And I done lived on the East Coast, Midwest, and out here. So, it don't matter to me. I don't care where somebody, it's not where you, because no matter where you go, it's not where you're from. It's who you are inside. That's the main thing. Now, they do a lot of things, and they seem like, for somebody who's soft, to take that many knockdowns and still finish the fight, then I don't know what hard is if that's soft. Ryan quit against Tank Davis from just one good shot. He just quit. Like, oh, I'm done. He folded up. At least Haney kept going. So if Haney's soft, then what's that make Ryan Garcia? Is he semi-soft? Or is he soft sometimes? He was good against him, but then he's soft sometimes? Make it out of here. Stop it. Stop playing. I see a lot of fighters quit that were supposed to be tough, and I see a lot of fighters that wasn't supposed to be tough that didn't quit. You got to make it make sense. It has to add up. When you say stuff like that, it should add up. Yeah. Shakur need to fight somebody, man. Everybody keep bringing up Shakur. He need to fight somebody. Stop turning down fights, Shakur. And I know you guys think that Shakur is going to beat Tank. Shakur is going to get the dog shit beat out of him by Tank. And Ryan he's actually a C-class fighter. But Devin, like I said, it's just like now this will be the third, fourth time that I said this. When you're in boxing, when they talk about the IQ, you're imposing your style. Keep looking back at Ali, see what he's doing. I'm tiring you out. Devin didn't do that. Devin tried to force the issue, and it's not like he didn't hurt Ryan during that fight. It's just that he's just over trying doing something that he doesn't do. If you do something that you don't do, you could make somebody look great. If you never played basketball and I play you in basketball, I can make you look okay. I can't make you look devastatingly great if you never played because your shot is going to be awful. But I can do stuff because I can show off or mess around and let you stay in the game, or I can just dog you and blow you out. You see what I mean? So everything was wrong with Devin. Even his shoes. I looked at his shoes. Even his shoes was wrong. Everything was wrong about that fight. Everything was wrong. He needs to run it back though. He needs to run it back. Shakur ain't standing in front. It's a flame said nobody is starting to not like Shakur. I don't see. The thing is, I don't have nothing against Shakur. Besides that street incident, that I don't forget nothing. That street incident, I didn't like that. I didn't like that street incident. But as far as Shakur is concerned, he's pissing me off because, and he's not gonna get the fights that y'all. He's just not gonna get the fights, man. Being boring and not having the right promotion behind you is, no matter how good you are, you ain't getting no fights. He's not gonna get a bag, man. He better just settle for his worth, man. He better try to just get paid. Shakur need to just get paid, man. If he don't get the Tank fight, and Tank has only stalled him out because Tank is stalling out the money. He's just, it's a negotiation thing. Tank wants the money to go up before he fights Shakur. He gonna get more money for beating somebody worse than he beat anybody. Shakur's gonna get beat up. And I'm not saying Shakur can't win, but for me, in my estimation, he's gonna get beat up. He's just gonna get beat up. I was listening to what Tank said. I went back and looked at some of what Shakur does, and to be honest, Shakur is not that slippery of a fighter. He's a good moving fighter. He can move, but he moves back out the way. But just like I said, if you just have a certain dimension, just like Haney's not showing enough, gets beat up, he's just doing the wrong thing. I can see Shakur he's made the order. That might be why Tank's waiting, because Shakur has actually made the order for Tank. If you in a straight line for Tank, eventually he's going to get that distance. If you're in a straight line. If you're not a slipper, if you don't move side to side, like I'm over here, I'm back here, I'm underneath here, I'm on this side, I'm on that side, I'm around here, I'm underneath here, I'm back here. I'm back here and down. I'm over here and I'm down. I'm over here and I'm up. I'm turned to this side. I'm off the line. I'm on this side. I'm on that side. But if you're right in a line, if you're just going back, and people think that you're slippery because you're just jumping backwards. Shakur whoops Devin. Shakur doesn't whoop anybody until Shakur gets into a fight. You say, sorry, sir, I just don't like Haney's style. I don't know him to not like him personally. Yeah, I mean, his style is kind of, I think his style actually fits a bigger fighter than what he is. I don't know. I mean, he don't have the best style for me. I mean, me either. I mean, I don't look at it. But I'm just saying I support him because his dad's there with him. His dad's there with him, and I get tired. I mean, this is no hate to the moms, but everybody's always shouting out for moms. Though. Oh, yeah, moms is there. Look at mom over in the audience. I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting tired of that shit. It's like, where's dad? How come moms always get the shout out by the athletes and dads don't never get no shout outs? It's like, that's bullshit. I don't know. Maybe I'm a hater. I ain't no mom hater. Believe me, I love moms. I mean, I probably have more love for moms than I have for dads, to be honest. I have more love for moms, but when it comes to stuff like athletics and teaching a man to become a man, I got more respect for a father than I do for a mom, because I don't think a mom could. A mom can't turn you into a man. She's gonna. So there's a lot of stuff she's gonna miss. You might end up sensitive, and you might end up in prison if your mom does all the too much talking. And that's just facts. But if you going to work with your dad and all that, and you're gonna be you probably gonna be pretty decent. You know, dad's taking you to work with him and showing you the ins and outs. This is what a man does. If he's doing stuff like that, and I know in this day and age there's no such thing as man no more, because because this can't be defined anymore. But I'm talking to those who still are under the comprehension that a man was born with the swing. Okay, so if you're still under that comprehension that a man was born with the swing, then I'm talking to you. If you're not under that understanding, or you're not under that comprehension that a man was born with the swing, then I'm not talking to you, and I'm not trying to be offensive to you, because I know it's offensive in today, in our culture today. I'm not trying to be offensive to you. If that's your comprehension, then you stay that way. And I have, like I said, I'm not against you, but at this point, my conversation was, I'm not talking to you. You Shakur, whoops. Yeah, I already read that. Yeah. Yeah, he said he moves. I guess he moves slicks, but his dumb ass moves out of range. Yeah, he's not. He moves out of range, but he's in the straight line. If you're talking about Shakur, he's in the straight line, man. Go back and look. Just go back and look. You'll see. He don't have no great. He ain't got no good head movement and shit. He ain't got none of these fighters got like that Mike Tyson head movement and shit like that, and they supposed to be so much more superior. They don't have that kind of movement. Nobody got that movement just like Ali. Ali standing in one little spot. Ali took one step. One. And then he did a little spin. 1, 2. Ali takes 2 steps in that whole sequence. Look, 1, 2. He takes 1 step, 2 steps in that whole sequence. Who does that? I'm not even hearing that anybody does that. Because I'm not to be argued with. I mean, you can argue with me, but you just ain't nothing you can say right now. Yep. Yeah, I agree, Gil. But it would be on points, long, boring ass fight. Yeah, it'll be a boring ass fight. Ain't gonna be no knockout. He said Bill before that blow. Whole team looking bad. Oh my goodness, Gil. I'm not. That's slanderous to me, brother. I can't do that. I can't even talk about y'all like that. I can't talk. I'm not gonna talk about another grown man like that. I'm just gonna say, my whole support for them is because he supports his son. I ain't got shit. Anything else like the boxing IQ, the style, how great he is, I'm not even on that. So if you put me on that, you put me on something that I didn't say. I'm on that whole tip. I'm with the fathers, when it comes to and right now I just heard something just popped up. K9 Boxing said that Haney got his belts back, and that's to Bruce, because Bruce was saying that they talking about taking the belt. But I just heard right now, and that K9 used to box himself. What's his name? I think that's Bundridge. But he used to fight too. So K9, I just got a notification from him. This popped up to say that Haney got his belts back. So maybe that answers the question. Haney got his belts back, so let's rock. If he got his belts back, let's go. Yeah, but I ain't gonna go as far as Gil. Gil's he's a bad man right now. I haven't seen Shakur get whooped on yet. Devin on the other hand, yeah, I'm not saying that Devin didn't get whooped on. I don't know why you keep bringing up that Devin got whooped on. He got his. So in other words, all you guys that say that Devin got whooped on and got beat up on, and you guys are mad, then I would tell you guys to send letters or emails to the New York State Athletic Commission and the WBC and all the other sanctioning bodies. I would say that you spend your time sending them some literature and tell them how disappointed you are that Devin Haney that they made the fight a no contest. If you guys are really adamant about that, if you're not adamant about it, then I wouldn't. Why are you talking about it? If you're not going to go back, if you're not going to protest, if you're not going to fight and be on Ryan's side, if you're not going to be fighting for Ryan, said no, he wasn't on all series. If you're not going to Go to court because that man can end up in jail. He could end up in jail. And are you guys gonna ride with him? You guys writing them or sending them letters? Are you guys sending? You guys helping him with the commissary? He got plenty of money, but are you going to visit him and stuff? Or what are you guys doing? If it does turn out to be that way, because he could end up in prison, man. Everybody take everything. It's not serious enough anyway. Yeah, I couldn't even get into the pound per pound, but these guys, these guys are all purrs. You guys ain't really no pound for pound. You guys are all purrs, like kittens. You guys are all cats. None of you guys. And like I said, for me, Canelo's not even in the conversation at all. You're not even in the conversation. You're a liar. You didn't go get your get back. You fighting everybody who weighs lighter than you, just scared of you. You ain't fighting nobody that want to bring you no kind of heat. And now they talking about he might fight Bud. No, get out of here. You ain't fighting nobody. You're not fighting nobody. There's nobody really in boxing. I'm surprised I'm still talking about boxing, to be honest. There's nobody that's really, there's no, I try to make myself think that there's a lot of excitement in boxing. There's not a lot of excitement in boxing, folks. And I told you guys 4 years ago, whenever it was, I told you that, I said, keep your eye on the Saudi Arabia people out there. I said, keep your eyes on them. I said, because they're going to end up taking over the boxing. I told you there's layers to this whole thing, this story. There's layers, there's different pages to it. And we talk about a little bit at a time. But don't think, not in the back of my mind, that I don't think that something else tragic can happen in boxing. Because boxing moves over there, then that's where all your money's going, over there, to watch boxing. We mess around, lose Vegas and all the fights over here. They lose the Barclay. They already lost Madison Square Garden, right? How many? Yeah, they lost Madison Square Garden. They lost Miami. There's hardly. I mean, there might be a few fights in Miami, but there used to be fights. So the Meccas used to be Madison Square Garden for boxing. That's gone now. And then Philadelphia, I think even at the, I don't know if it was the Forum or Spectrum, way back in the day, used to be there. I don't know, Bruce will know better. Vegas, but it used to be Caesar's Palace, but it's still in Vegas, so it don't matter. Still, as long as it's still in Vegas, now it's Barclays, and I mean, go mess around, lose everything. Just keep messing with this boxing and keep doing what you're doing, and we're gonna end up losing everything in this boxing. We're gonna keep losing everything, man, because everybody's on that. Everybody's worried about this whole social media thing. If it wasn't no social media, would nobody be mad at Haney or his father? Yeah, his father might be a troll and likes to mess around and stuff, but I don't care. That's his dad. His dad. Go ahead, Dad. You do what you got to do. And people might not like you. They might not like your son, but you do what you do. Keep being a dad. That's all I care about. I care about you being a dad more than anything. I don't care. Your son can get the dog shit beat out of him by anybody. I don't care. I'm still rolling with y'all. I might not roll with you, I mean, as far as your boxing skills and stuff like that, but I'm rolling with you because of your support. That's why I'm rolling with him. Yep. Yeah, but you're right though, Sir Flame. Sir Flame said, shit, we haven't seen Shakur fight in general. Yeah, he ain't got whooped on because he ain't fighting nobody. When he fight Tank, he gonna get beat up. Bill's supposed to support his son, giving that a man a trophy for doing what he's supposed to do. I didn't say nothing about giving him a trophy. You missed the whole point. You know what? I don't even. You know what you, man. Sometimes, brother, you come in here, you're a little bit on the slow side, man. But I got to go anyway. But I can't. I got to go to work. But this is like I cannot keep going over and over again. I was talking about the different. Just go back and look at. Just go back and look at the show again. And so maybe you can get it the next time. I'm not giving them no trophies because he's being a dad. I'm giving them trophies. I'm not even giving them trophies whatsoever. I'm giving him a shout out because he's there with his son. Because everybody gives shouts out for moms with their son. All the moms always gets the shout out. That's why I'm giving them a shout out. And you didn't hear that part, or you just like, well, he's doing what he's supposed to do. All fathers ain't there for their sons when it comes to sport. Because a lot of times fathers is nervous as the mom is. They don't agree with the whole thing. You know, if you're not in agreement with something, as a parent, you're not going to support. You're not going to be there. But at least his father's in agreement with him, and he's there. Maybe he was selling drugs or something, his dad wouldn't be there to support him. But he's doing something positive, and his dad is there to support him. I'm not saying oh, his dad's doing, he's just doing what he's supposed to. Don't give him a trophy. That's, come on, brother. You doing too much, man. You doing that for laughs, and you're not getting laughs this time. But he said boxing ain't going nowhere. Well, okay. Just like you didn't think it was going over into that sandbox, but guess what? It is going over into that sandbox. I can't rely on you, Gil. Your predictions ain't been right. The things that I say, I bring them up. My observation is for you to observe also. So when I bring up stuff, I just want y'all, I'm just trying to open you guys' awareness of certain things. I'm trying to awaken your awareness of it, that it can happen. So don't you think boxing ain't going nowhere. Boxing, to me, boxing is not great right now. That's your assignment, Gil. For the next time I come on, I want you to name me right now, and I'll let you put all the divisions together. So all the divisions, you got hundreds of fighters. I want you to give me 20 great fighters. I'm giving you 20. I'm giving you a high number. I want you to name 20 great fighters right now. That's your next assignment. And then just tell me what your list is of the 20 great fighters that we have today in boxing. Today. And I probably could name 20 great fighters just in one era alone. Just in the 70s, I probably could name 20 great fighters. All right. Well, anyway, I gotta get out of here, man. I'm on a 10-minute run. I got like 10 minutes to get out of here. So I gotta go change and all this. This shouldn't take me that long because I'm already ready to go. But anyway, my shout out. 20 great boxers today. Okay, easy work. We'll see. We want Gil's list. Everybody put up a one if y'all want to see Gil's list. Make sure you have your ass here. I should be here. I got to find out where I got it. I got to find out how far I got to travel Wednesday. So, but anyway, I should be here. Anyway, my shout out to all the real people that I see. And my shout out to all y'all that mess with me. Y'all know what it is. Nothing but peace. Nothing but uplifting. Eagles way of boxing. Where you get the real. Not some deal like Gil. Gil is just some deal. That's Gil. Even his name, it rhymes with deal, right? When you mess with Gil, all you get is some deal. Anyway, salute to y'all. Y'all have a good one, man. I'm going to catch y'all, brother.